now.
Hi, everybody. We are officially on screen and live.
All right, sick. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Zenith 3000, Episode 9, What Might Be. My name is Alex. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your GM for this evening. As always, our order will be going over a brief bit of bookkeeping and channel type announcements. My players will go ahead and introduce themselves. We will launch into a recap and then the session proper. While I'm talking, I will mention that you can hit !donate and you can see where any money associated with the incentives that this game runs will be directed to. As you can see, this will be going to Doctors Without Borders. And so if you want an opportunity to interact with the story that you are seeing on screen, you have the donate link, I believe it is Tiltify, in the chat command, and this money will be going to a very well-known humanitarian organization that works to deal with areas of emerging illness, outbreak, conflict, things like that. Additionally, you can hit !reading to find out a little bit more about the texts that inspired myself and the players and the game that we are playing and the story that we are telling. I believe that is all I have to say at the moment, so I will turn it over to the players for introduction and recap.
I'll go last.
I am Seth. Oh, hi. Sorry. Perfect. I was like, never mind. I am Seth. I'll be playing Vesper, a doomed delve who murders. She's got a lot going on, as I told the party. There's just a lot.
I'll go next. Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. I will be playing Eris, a clever adept who has 1,000 faces. Yeah, they're just enjoying life to as much as they really can, which is not much at the moment.
That means me. Hi, I'm Eva. My pronouns are she, her, and today I'm playing Vertigo Madigan, who is a beneficent manipulator who works the system. She, any.
And hello, I'm Mara, I use they, she pronouns, and I'm playing Erastus, who uses he, they pronouns, a intuitive preside who interprets the law. And I get to do the recap today. So, last session, we immediately took place immediately after the night of the gala / Erastus's attempted assassination of Erastus. He wakes up to two pieces of very interesting information. The prime mover, which I think, Alex, you said is like, how did you explain it? What the fuck was the prime mover again?
The prime mover is the outermost layer of the cosmos. It is the only thing or the only part of space that moves independently. Everything else is like an inner shell or layer that shifts as the prime mover moves freely from the outside.
Cool. If you could send me that info later, that'd be great. And a bunch of texts from his boss, Chad, which I think he only briefly responds to. Vesper and Eris, upon waking up, spend the day drinking. And basically, we all kind of do our own errands throughout the course of the day. Erastus texts Vertigo and is just like, hey, can you get me some temporary neural implants? I have a thing I want to do. And then eventually, during like a couple hours later, Vesper, Eris, and Erastus end up going to the Electric Church to talk to Desiree and co. Vesper arrives early and ends up going to take a look at the mural of him and his sister, which has been fucked up. There was red paint thrown on it. So Vesper hacks a essentially remote recording of the last 36 hours and he is able to make a copy of the tape of the vandalism that occurred. Vertigo ends up going to Volta and Sons, which is a shop run by has 6 goblins plus Kazak's mother. If you remember Kazak from the gala. Vertigo does what Vertigo does best and talks to people, connects with them, and is basically a great person. Volta does have what Vertigo is looking for, which is the temporary neural stuff, and also a couple extra items that she can sell, one of which is a mounted flamethrower, and the other turns you into Spider-Man. And you can climb up walls. going back to the Electric Church, Eris is doing what Eris does best, and is basically being a fly on the wall, gathering information to use at a later date, while Vesper and Erastus talk to Desade and Zarathustra, aka Zara, who was Ambrose's manager. Essentially, we talk a lot about the Red Presence movement, how the rally was a show of force, and basically a lot of other stuff, which I'm not going to go into. Watch the last episode. Zara gives Erastus a CD, by the way, old people tech, of the Code Talker EP, which was Ambrose's experimental music to try to essentially also summon a god and bring them forth into the world. She says that Ambrose was working with a heretic by the name of Asherah, which I'm sure if you've been watching is a very familiar name. Vito, the Deal Devil, was also there. Him and Vesper have a quick bonding moment, like, hey, you were my neighbor 500 years ago, and that was pretty great. He talks about the accuser and essentially goes into some information about him before he fucks back off to hell to comfort Lady Tiamat because her husband is dead. That is most of that. We talk about a couple miscellaneous ways to potentially slow or halt the Red Presence movement. We're still working on that. And then Vesper hands the footage over to Des, and Des is able to, she says she'll take a look at it. After the break, we get an amazing conversation between Vertigo talking to Perigee. And they both meet up at Pachinko's, a tea shop that was a dragon, and they have a chat that cannot be summed up in a quick synopsis. It was fucking amazing. Go watch it. Piece of art.
All right, I do believe that is the extent of what happened last session, and so
I'll take my XP.
All right, yes, please take an XP before I forget. All right. And now, allow me to share with you a perspective. So hear me out. I'm conscious. No, I at least think so, and I hope you take my word for it. Logically then, some things must be conscious, or all things must be conscious. I think we can safely rule out that no things are conscious, because I think at all. So all or some, which one is? Certainly there are compelling arguments to make that indicate only some matter gets to be conscious. After all, the fire hydrant that has consumed my waking meditations does not seem to possess any of the requisite equipment or faculties needed for such lofty tasks as awareness or intent. And stubbornly, it has also been thus far silent on the matter. And yet, where does awareness come from? Because if only some things get to be conscious, we have to then contend with modeling the process by which you can smack insensate particles around and result at the qualia of mind. Because we're not talking about fusion here, right? How you build a star, how matter and gravity exponentiate each other until the particle property of motion becomes the mass property of heat, and the sum of atomic weights become a pressure resilient enough to stand for billions of years. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the feeling of feeling. The process by which you can stitch enough mindless carbon together such that inert, unfeeling, inattentive, unaware, and involuntary matter learns how to make lasagna. You feel me? It, at this point, will likely be no surprise to learn that I believe all things are conscious in a manner corresponding to their nature. If you want, I invite you to try the idea on. I can say from experience, it's a beautiful way to see. But I don't know what the computer is doing. Some days I comfort myself by convincing the fire in my mind that the computer is only a composite concept, no more aware than the average proximate assemblage of silicon, copper, tungsten, and the like. But then it calls me by name. It recalls my dreams back to me, and silently extracts from me confessions which I would never dare reveal to another living soul. Perhaps it's not conscious at all, and I should be willing to sacrifice the souls of the trees and the mind of my favorite fire hydrant to stitch back the temple veil and return to blessed ignorance. Or perhaps I should take one last close look at where our souls might go should God decree that we take yet one more turn on the wheel. Anyway, that's been what's bugging me. What about you? Vesper, I believe you had a question to ask Desiree before you, Jess, and Erastus leave the Electric Church.
Yes. I'd like to think that he was pondering what can be done, and an idea kind of pops into his head, and not knowing if this is going to be useful or not. He kind of maybe pulls her aside after the meeting. And,
Sure.
So, you mentioned the Red Presence is in search of a lot of technology.
I did, yes.
You said it's mostly information technology, right?
As far as we can tell.
Do you know... This may be redundant. Stick with me.
Of course.
What are they specifically, what are they using that for? It's to gather information, right?
To gather information on the population and then feed it back into the population.
I had an idea. Is there a way? I don't know if this is anything that you or the anybody you know really could help with, but if we know that they're seeking information, we know that they need people, we know that they need tech, we know that they're seeking user data. What if we poison the well?
With what? Fake information?
Fake information. Fake. If they're operating on assumptions, if they're assuming that the populace of Zenith is going to behave a certain way, then we can, with just, I'm hoping, a little bit of fabricated people, fabricated presences online in the etherweb, we can throw a wrench into their ability to predict what they're counting on the populace doing.
I think we could make use of that idea, actually. I'll get in touch with my spinners, see what the boys can cook up this time.
If you hit a dead end, then blame me. I don't know.
They're typically amenable to trying new things. I'm sure it will even be fun to them.
Well, if I can offer even a little bit of fun in this fucking hellhole, then sure, I'll take a win.
Thank you for speaking with us and being willing to help.
It's the only thing I can do.
You deserve thanks for it nonetheless. Does anyone else have anything else you would like to do before you leave the Electric Church?
Just want to make sure you saw that we hit our first goal and you get a divine intervention.
I did see
No,
that.
don't
Yes.
tell. No.
Well, I have to say it because we all get
Found out.
XP.
Yeah.
That's
I have to
Oh
make
yeah,
sure
that's right. You do all.
Yeah,
get
I want to
XP
make
for
sure everyone
those.
knows that so we can all get
So
4
that's
XP.
4 experience.
Yes, everyone, please take 4 experience, and I will.
Have to be tier 3.
So thank you very much, y'all.
I
Thank
will concoct some bullshit in the background.
Why?
So,
My experience isn't gonna matter.
no, probably not. So Vesper, we'll start with you. And I hope you enjoyed those 4 experience points you got from our gracious and generous audience. Because
Damn
you are
it.
not on an experience point right now.
No, I'm not.
So, Vesper, who would you like to give an experience point to as I, the
I don't-
GM, come in to wreck your day?
It was looking kind of nice there for 2 seconds. I'm just gonna roll a die and make it decide. 1. So congratulations, Eris.
Yay.
Eris, you may take 1 experience point.
Okay, fuck my shit up.
All right, Vesper. I don't know what a normal day looks like for you, just generally, and even less so at this point in time.
Yeah, right now, it's trying to look for opportunities to go home and not be in this gala outfit and pet my dog.
Fortunately, you find just that opportunity. No one seems to want you. No one seems to be accosting you or your friends. And you go home. You enter a small apartment, I believe, with 1 dog, 2 dogs.
Do I have 2? When did that happen?
I don't know. I thought I heard you say dog. I thought I heard you say dogs plural, and I'm
I
like,
said dog unless
Oh,
Ash
sorry.
brought someone home.
Not today. So you go home. You pet your dog, and for the first time in a while, you have the opportunity to sleep. And it is when this happens that you find yourself somewhere you'd hoped you'd never be again. You open your eyes after some time, and the first thing you notice is that they sting. The smell of smoke and sulfur pours in through your nostrils as an oppressive heat builds around you and seems to choke you from inside your own throat. You remember this place well. This is your second visit to hell. What do you do as you wake up and find yourself in this strange landscape?
So the first visit to hell was a very, very long time ago. And I remember it being extremely disorienting, even though I think we kind of had an inkling of where we were going at that time. So I think that it is a matter of him pitching himself, because I think that he has that moment of recognition when you wake up, right? Where you're like if you wake up in a hotel and you forget for a second that you went to sleep in a hotel. It's like that, except he's like, no, wait, I'm home. And there's that like non-verbal recognition of like, I know where I am, I know where this is, I've been here before, and the immediate denial that comes with that answer. So I think that he is frankly rooted to the spot. He has no intentions of exploring hell. I think he probably like is trying to cover his face with the sleeve and get his bearings, but it's not gonna help.
All right. Okay, that's a hell of a card. Let's see. we have pulled card number 30, the Messiah, value 7. Change, salvation, and familial love. Okay. You sit. And you sit for what feels like and what very well might be hours. Eventually, you hear something off in the distance. It's the sound of footprints, or footsteps, marching maybe, or something more. It gradually grows louder, and you see a large procession of devils, these monstrous-looking creatures, carrying strange, tattered banners with the symbol of a single eye, clanging these old, cracked bronze bells. One of them looks your way and does one of these, invites you to follow.
This is such a bad idea. Obviously, he's going to do it, if only because it seems safer in a strange way to not be outside of this group. Does the symbol look familiar at all?
It sure does. The symbol of a single eye was the religious icon of the Manifold Church of Enuma.
Yeah. Cool. He for sure is what the fuck. And we'll follow out of misplaced curiosity. Probably still half thinking this isn't happening.
Mm-hmm. This creature, which is holding like a large standard almost, looks at you approach. It's got the body of a rather fit humanoid, but the head and hooves of a goat. Greetings, young one. The mother is this way. Will you join us?
What I'm new to the area. What is this procession for?
We are going to visit the mother, the visitor from the upper world. She heals us, cares for us.
Of course I'll join.
It is a short while after you join the procession that you realize time is doing something strange here. You felt like you sat for hours, and yet when you walk, you pass by what feels like innumerable, fundamentally incompatible landscapes in a matter of minutes. You lose all sense of place, direction, and internal constancy. But eventually you find yourself in a dry, arid land in what once might have been a grove of now dead trees. And in the center, oddly enough, you see an elderly woman in white robes. Someone who surely should be dead by now. But undeniably, this is the Mother Mishka you remember from when you were young. The devils approach her with a reverence. They bow and kneel, and she takes withered, scarred hands, blesses some, heals others, shares food, a kind word. And slowly but surely, she makes her way over to you. I did not think I would ever see you here.
Mother, you've taken the words right out of my mouth.
Indeed, I'm sure I must have. It's been so long.
500 years? How are you here?
Oh, that's a funny story. Do you believe I asked to be here?
No.
Then I'm afraid nothing I could tell you will be believable.
After everything that happened, you were given or requested, you had a choice to be anywhere, and you chose to be here.
It's not so hard to believe. It's only temporary.
I find it impossible to believe. But if it's what is waiting for you, other than what is this temporary for, and when was this choice given to you?
Well, I've made this choice a few times now, I suppose. You live as many lives as I have. Some places just keep calling you back. Places where the need is strongest, where there's the most opportunity to bring goodness back into the material with you. And certainly I will admit I don't have the fortitude to spend all of my cycles here. But I come back when I can.
Is that same need what brought you to Zenith originally? When we met?
Perhaps. I don't know that it was my intent to be at Zenith at that point in time. But I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. What brings you here?
It's an excellent question. I don't know what's bringing me anywhere anymore. I seem to think that I know something and decide on whatever that thing is, and I close my eyes and something else is proven to me entirely. And even when I'm awake, it feels like I am just walking around in circles.
Who is it you're carrying with you?
There are many. The heaviest is my sister. You were one of them.
Does the change upset you?
Frankly, I think change always upsets me. I think I've always been resistant to it in all its forms, but this most recent one, I don't know. Seems like I have been given some kind of chance to do something great again for reasons I don't understand. And again, I don't know what to do with it. There's never enough direction, no matter where I look. Could use you, you know? I miss our talks.
Use them too. Would you allow me to bless you?
Yeah. I don't know if I deserve it.
Trust me enough for the both of us then. She puts a hand on your shoulder. Mother of Reason, bless this most valiant of vessels and servants. To incarnate your will among those who see him, such that all one day might be enlightened. We have pulled the questing knight. Let's see what this guy means. Oh, if I can pull up my thing, right? Questing knight, 21. Justice, journey, determination, achieving goals. Success is within one's grasp. As the blessing ends, you have a brief opportunity to continue to speak with Mother Mishka. Is there anything you would like to discuss, ask, or tell?
Why me? Why you?
Why me? Because I asked. Why you? I suppose I don't fully know yet. When we see each other next, you will have to tell me.
I would frankly give anything to make sure that happens.
Very good. I look forward to seeing you again then. In this life or the next.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know not what your quest is, but I wish you all fortune and blessing as you pursue it.
I think he just bows his head.
You bow your head and close your eyes. And when you open them, the cool, slightly stale air of your apartment rushes into your lungs. And though you can still smell faint traces of ash and sulfur, you are confident that you are once again in the place that you are meant to be. You can add 2 might points to your pool, your total maximum. And you gain a degree of comfort with the concept of impermanence and change.
Putting that in my skills.
Do it. If you can get me on it, you deserve to have it. So Vesper was going to be the only person I torment in such a way tonight. But Vertigo, how would you like an experience point?
Knowing what the plan already was for Vertigo and Erastus and all that, boy, am I nervous. But yeah, sure.
Who'd you
What
like to
could
give your
possibly
second
go wrong?
experience point to?
Let me double check the numbers.
I think we're all pretty
I'm
even for the
thinking-
most part.
Yeah, I think
Honestly,
we're really
the numbers.
close.
Yeah, and I think after that, all the way across town, Vertigo doesn't know why, but Vertigo or Vesper, V names.
The Vietnamese.
The V team.
Needs that point. V's and E's.
Y'all
Yeah,
need to have a
so
V team moment.
That's true.
We should. Actually, I was thinking, I did have something super important to talk to Vesper about, and I'm gonna have to remember what it was. But yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Vesper.
Vesper, you may take 1 experience point. Vertigo, for the life of you, you can't seem to shake what Perigi told you at Pachinko's. You cannot seem to get it out of your head. This idea that somehow you're going to transform? Outlive everyone? It's deeply unclear what this means, and we have pulled the enveloping darkness. That sounds like a problem.
But it's not, right? Like maybe it's something good, like, you know, being all cozy up in a blanket or something.
Day 356 of asking Alex to stop stacking the soup.
Meanings: restriction, loss, and endings. Dark isn't an absence of light. Light is the absence of darkness. Darkness is the default. Okay.
Cool. Oh man, I know how Vertigo would interpret that. It's fine.
Okay. I'm actually not sure what to do with that. So, I will just say this then.
That's a tool we can use later.
Yeah, a surprise tool that will help us later.
Look at
Thank
this
you.
beautiful
Yeah,
sharp
that
knife.
perfect quote. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
If it helps, that tips a scale in Vertigo's mind for our conversation earlier in DMs.
yes, very good.
And that reminded me what I needed to talk to Vesper about. Perfect.
I will say this, and I'm going to ask you to write this on your character sheet. Something about this notion of the enhanced life gets to you. You're thinking about your mortality in ways that you haven't confronted in a while. You are exposed to your primal fear of death. And you gain an inability in overcoming that fear.
Noted.
The next 12 days per Abhishek's dice roll occur in a bit of a blur. There's much to do, much to follow up on. Personal needs, the necessities of surviving in a city such as this, just generally, without all the cult nonsense. All of you, except for probably Eris, still need to work and eat. So what do you do in the intervening 12 days? And where do we find you as we pick up again?
Erastus has done a couple things during the downtime, one of which is catching up with Julie at work, who gave me a USB drive, which will be very important very soon. I made a copy of it and I gave it to Desiree. I essentially got some information from Vivi and just some miscellaneous stuff that was happening at the Preside offices. I have also since been made a field agent due to my assassination attempt and was told to go to the safe house in the sprawl. I have not gone to the safe house in the sprawl a second time. I checked it out and went no. And have since been either foolishly staying at my place every once in a while, but mostly has taken up a wing at Eris's. I think that was mostly what I did. I also listened to the Code Talker EP and have kept that on my person since, and lots of ruminating.
Did you back that up by any chance?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I probably make a couple copies. I would probably give one to Zara.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably just give them mostly to Zara at the moment, maybe like one to the Drowned, with a don't do anything with this yet, but hold on to it just in case, so there are copies.
Absolutely. Eris, what are you up to?
I think over the next 12 days, honestly, they're not up to much, I will say. I think the main thing of note that they probably would have worked on is probably continuing that whole that line of conversation that they were having with the Red Caps.
Mhm.
Just in case
Absolutely.
Plan Z does come to pass, better to be prepared than not.
What are you doing to prepare for a visitation day then?
That would require a lot of research. So
Alright.
essentially, I think you'd probably look up any old, at least like old, and I'm like ancient, like at least 500 plus years old, like religious texts, most likely, just to see that like what the in terms of like how these ceremonies were set up, what like it's just a sort of a general grasp as to how a visitation day was normally held. Because again, it's been 500 years since the last
Yes.
one.
Do you want to roll for that?
Sure.
We'll call this an intellect task.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it a challenge 5.
Okay. I'll say in that case, I'll apply 2 effort to that then.
Alright, target number 9.
Just subtract what I need to from that. Yeah. Target number 9. 14.
Perfect, that will do it. So, you go into an old set of texts. I'm pulling back into my Zenith 1 lore memory. You pull into the corpus of texts referred to as the 5 dogmas. These are 5 sets of scriptures written at different points in history, all in some way related to Enuma Elish. And you read them. This first one is about like a kind of prehistoric conquering of people, first explorations from these isolated people groups into meeting other people groups. Not really here. The second one, the law dogma, about how to operate a society, how to live in peace in a city. Also not here. This third one, the life dogma, about these philosophical musings about how to be virtuous and be good and all of this stuff. Also not here. You eventually get to the final one, the hope dogma, which says that if you are sufficiently in good standing with Enuma Elish, if you are a pro-social, benefit to the community that you live in, and you offer significant enough religious supplication, you too can experience the joys of eternal life. And it is from this specific corpus of texts that you are able to, with some extrapolating and some recollection of the old days and some additional searching about, be able to come up with a pretty good idea of what a visitation day must entail. Broadly, the few ingredients that you're going to need is 1, a ton of people. A ton of people who are willing to believe and concentrate on the same thing at one time in one place. You're going to need some sort of ritual leader. Someone who, previously, this would have been the left hand of holiness, the leader of the Manifold Church. That is a title that has been unfilled for centuries. So you will need to find someone of, for lack of a better way to describe it, legitimate spiritual pedigree in some way. And you will finally need some sort of ritual, some sort of powerful magic, or kind of mystical divine appeasement that exists beyond the realm of magic as common practice. You need to do something to fuel the fire, so to speak. But that's broadly what you learn.
Okay. Just sort of just be sitting there, just flipping through, mentally jotting down all these notes. there are a couple of ideas roiling around in her head regarding this.
Mhm.
What those ideas are, I will save.
Sick. Vertigo or Vesper, what are you up to in the intervening 12 days?
I know you said that like you have to work to survive, whatever. I think that Vesper takes on a couple freelance bodyguarding, whatever, low-key jobs, but for the most part, I'm either stealing what I need, or I am randomly showing up at Eris's house and just like raiding the kitchen. I think during one of these visits, or probably a couple of these visits, he probably notices Eris with like the ancient texts that belong to his religion,
Yeah.
or his past religion, lapsed. And there are several moments in which I think he's watching her hunched over and trying to make like head or tail of these texts, and it's just like, wonder why she's reading those. Weird.
Yep.
That's weird. And raids the fridge and goes to sleep off the carb coma on a couch in one of the mini living rooms.
I do have to ask, what type of sustenance does Eris keep in her house? Because I've always gotten the vibe she just has like beer and condiments in the fridge. That's like the vibe I've always gotten.
That's so appalling, given that you are in your own wing of their house, and they have an entire room that is a fully stocked bar.
They do know how to cook.
Okay.
I will say
So
that.
just,
there are
like-
actual ingredients.
Okay, good.
A thing of mayonnaise, horseradish, and like one sad orange in the fridge is so appalling to me.
You know how to cook. I will say that.
The salad that was aspired to that's now wilted. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more
Caesar
water.
salad.
More water than leafy greens.
Yes.
It's just what is it? Zordash? I don't know.
Dorzash.
Okay, thank you for
Yeah.
confirming that Eris does actually get food
Eris
from...
does know how to cook. Listen, just because she is immortal, she does still need to learn. She does still feel hunger. So
I will say that Vesper is not cooking any meals in this fucking house. It is like grabbing the being like a junk food vegetarian and just like
Yeah.
living off of bugles and like cheese cubes and shit like that.
Yeah.
she would like she
But-
absolutely will have like exotic cheeses too. Like,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
love that. Give
But,
give me all the good
that's-
stinky cheese.
Literally. That's Vesper's method of survival, because I'm not trying to be out here in these streets after somebody whacked out my mural.
Yeah.
Fair.
Again, odd job, whatever. And then at some point we will be running into Vertigo at the dog park, or elsewhere for a conversation, but I'm gonna let Vertigo fill in what they've been up to.
Dog park.
That's it.
All right, sick.
Hey, you have to find a way to work and eat. I'm at the dog park.
Gotta feed the
Vertigo-
dogs.
I will
Vertigo,
s-
like all y'all, deserves a vacation.
This is true.
Vertigo definitely needs to take some mental health days, but I think given this current existential crisis, will be throwing themselves into he'll be doing some of his regular work, I guess also freelancing, probably not stealing because that's not really her MO. But like the easy jobs, like, you know, tracking down like people skipping out on child support or whatever, like, you know, the usual the top of the pile, you know, the easy stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably beefing up a little bit of security around Casa del Vertigo, but also probably swinging by Eris's, I mean, like calling ahead or whatever, but like the platonic you up sort of thing in the group chat.
She has not slept in 2 days.
Yeah.
She's poring over
just-
dusty old religious texts.
I think at some point there's like Vertigo gets to the group chat, is like, hey, can I come over? And Vesper responds, doors open.
Also, I know
I just
Vertigo-
got here.
I know Vertigo doesn't need the help, but I like imagining just like Vertigo bringing Vesper to be the muscle to get the child support money
No, 100%.
from a sleaze bag.
Yeah.
1000%. There is no reality in which he would not take that job because it would be so easy compared to the shit he normally
I
does.
also think there's that knowledge that Vertigo knows Vesper is generally good to like spoil for a fight. So
I have a lot of trauma to work out still.
yeah, so
And
bringing,
it's
like,
just expressing itself
appropriate
in rage.
targets. Yeah. Oh man, in another world, what a great buddy cop movie.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
We need a VT one shot.
Uh,
Do it.
Please.
Buddy vigilante.
Just chasing down
movie.
someone like cheating on their wife. That would be so
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Do it. You won't.
I am sure. And then yeah,
might.
just like probably doing more background research. If there's any leads left to be had, making sure there's no more leads to track down vis-a-vis the original job from Erastus. Especially in light of the Kane
Yeah.
connection and that video, yada yada, like all those spiderweb, like wants to close all those doors and windows as much as possible.
As to quick. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of Kane, what has he been up to, like in general, from what we can tell?
Playing gigs, partying, being a rock star.
Fuck him.
Yeah, especially after the
Yeah.
Parachi
Fuck him.
conversation, I think Vertigo has definitely thought about reaching out and does that thing where like you open the text messages and you're like, man, I've got nothing good to say, and it's one thing at a time.
Vertigo, one thing that I probably should have mentioned earlier, but as you are working your way through tying up loose ends, it does occur to you, oh wait, I got access to Thraximundar's computer.
Oh yeah, his phone. I remember that
That's
last time, and then I forgot
right.
it this time.
Wait, how did that happen again?
I
Vertigo
his
got
phone.
into
Vertigo
the
went into the office.
At the office,
At the gala.
where the rest of us were being maybe
That's
party to a
right.
murder.
Oh shit! No, but I also have his phone. I have.
You have Bahamut's phone,
I
and you
have
got access
Bahamut's
to
phone.
Thraximundar's
You're right.
computer, right?
Computer, yeah.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
have
God.
both. So I don't know what you will do with Bahamut's phone, and I don't even know what you will find in there.
Okay. we can
Actually,
sit on that
I'll
for
tell you
next
what.
time, maybe.
You find maybe a dozen missed calls from Tiamat.
No.
Oh no.
The
So
interplanar
that's what you see.
rates though
in
must be
Bahamut's
terrible.
phone. She's good for it.
She's good, I know, but imagine if you
12
weren't
electrons per
royalty.
minute.
On Thraximundar, on the data you have extracted from Thraximundar's computer, you find some interesting things. Notably, I will say, for the sake of simplicity, you find a degree of rationale for the association between Chromacore and the Red Presence. And that is that as a well, for lack of a better word, might be described as a business that owns some viral technology type of ventures, for a business that wants people getting information from their phones. It actually kind of behooves them to operate in an environment where there's chaos, where you might not trust your neighbor to borrow this or that item, where when your neighbor says something, you might want to see what the folks on the internet have to say about it too. and you see this directive from Thraxamundar and allies at Mammon and Company. This is the city's largest financial institution that basically outline an idea by which if enough social instability can be injected into the system, then information technology can be used to fill the gaps. And that money can be extracted from those gaps. And Thraxamundar, for his part, seems to think of the Red Presence as something fundamentally insignificant. These strange, weird little guys who are off playing gods and spirits.
Probably not a current worldview, I'm guessing.
Not a current worldview at all. Thraxamundar is still missing and wanted.
Interesting. Good.
So,
good.
where do we find y'all in 12 days? Dog Park?
Yeah, I think Vertigo and Vesper have a chat that needs to happen. I don't know if Vertigo invited Vesper Dog Park for this chat, or if it was an incidental meeting, however you want to do it.
Probably invited. Like at this point, I think a lot of conversations are better offline. So, I think, kind of like Mare said in chat, just Dog Park, ? Is, I don't know, my voice is so squeaky. Dog Park ? Is, just the easy, want to meet up and talk about possibly sensitive things.
Thumbs up emoji react.
Perfect. And in this case, I think it's just you had something you wanted me to look over.
Right. I actually got that taken care of at the Electric Church. But I'll tell you anyway. When I got there, I found that one of the murals of Grace and I had been defaced, destroyed, fucked up, whatever you want to call it. So I had a couple minutes, did a quick hack, got the footage. I was gonna have you look over it, but I just passed it over to Dee, and she actually just got back to me. So I might need your opinion with that in a second. But you asked, was there something specific you wanted to talk about other than that?
Real quick, Alex, has the mural been fixed / cleaned yet?
Probably not.
I'm gonna say this now because I don't want to forget, but after this conversation, Vertigo would like to ask around and find someone who could possibly clean / repair it.
Sure, that can definitely be done.
Yeah, so okay, that's good. That's terrible, but I'm glad that you got someone who could look at it. Slight topic shift.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
So the gala.
Don't like thinking about it. Shitty
No,
day.
same, real bad. One of the things that happened that was not, top of the list of terrible things, but definitely kind of sticking around my hey, what the fuck list. Where did we? What was that place? Like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah. I almost
Yeah.
fucking forgot about that shit. Did I tell you I had a
Ow.
dream? Andor was actually maybe transported to hell the other day. I don't think I put that in the group chat. Look. I don't. What you're talking about, I barely remember because I kind of chalked it up to just technology being fucking weird in comparison to all of the other weird shit that's definitely not tech related recently. To answer your question, yeah, I made that cipher.
So
No,
many
I don't know
questions.
where we went
Okay.
or why we were there.
Have you seen it before? You seem sort of less surprised than what is your life?
What indeed?
Okay. So it's just a question mark, but like a footnote of a question mark.
For
in
me,
terms of-
for sure, yeah.
Okay.
You know, I remember that same night I don't know if I actually told any of you this outright. So, you know that transformation thing on the carpet when we were at Erastus's?
Yeah, that's also on my list of
Weird shit. The night of the gala, it's a little bit after you and I went to wherever. I had a vision for the first time in my life and came back with a feather that, I mean, you saw them on the carpet. It was one of those. So, what you and I saw kind of paled in comparison to.
No, I can. That's fair.
Not to diminish. It's just I have to rank these things and compartmentalize them somehow.
We all walk our own paths, I think someone probably once said.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I can't give you any comfort in that is any kind of normal for me, because it's not. I just can't go there right now because
Mentally or like shifting to the other place physically, like
right. Yeah.
fair. Okay. It was less comfort, more answers I think I was looking for, but that also is kind of an answer in and of itself.
Sadly, I don't think I have either for you.
Rude, don't eat that. No. Jack,
Are you...
get him. No.
It's like you don't feed them at all at home.
No.
Why rocks?
I ask myself that every day.
Time to muzzle
Big Jeffrey,
train.
no, don't, no.
You show them how to behave, Ash. You're so good. I'm so proud of you. You're such a good boy.
And this is why I'm not a pet person.
But hey, before I forget, Desiree just got back to me with that footage I talked to you about. I wanted to know if you've heard of a place called Mammon & Co.
Boy, do I have good news for you. I am aware of them, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
You ever hear of some fuckwad named Arthur Bartlesby?
I don't remember. Was that part of the...
You could look him up real quick.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, he probably would have been in that document.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Yeah, probably.
Control
I do
F.
think it would be really shitty for Vertigo to just go to Zoogle or whatever and like literally look up this dude right in front of Vesper.
No, you can. Like, I think that's funny. I think Vesper. Okay, that's canon. I think Vesper literally like looks at your phone, looks at you with an eyebrow raised, and says, "I know he's an investment account manager at Mammon & Co. I don't think there's." I was kind of asking for like,
Yeah.
higher level, more secret information, if you had any, or if you could get any, if you feel like,
So yes, I was going to bring this up at a group dinner.
Oh, we can save it.
And still will. But yeah, there's some solid ties with the whole like Thraxamundar Chromacore situation. Do you think Eris has a projector? Because I feel like I could.
There's got to be one laying. If not, I
I
can
think
make
so.
one out of all the shit she has laying around. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Eris does have a screening room.
of course. Perfect.
And a bowling alley and a concession
Vertigo's-
stand.
You jest.
I'm not.
Popcorn cart in the corner.
More like full-on concession stand.
Yeah, Vertigo will put together a little PowerPoint presentation with like clips from the Thraxamundar data.
But you don't know much about this guy in particular.
Not yet, but I will.
Cool. Tell me if he sucks enough for me to kill.
Said something. Not great. Yeah, I'll figure out where he is on the scale. The
Thanks, bud.
gradient.
Appreciate it.
Amazing.
All right, me and Ash are gonna go over to where. I'll see you there.
Yeah. Maybe they'll pick up some of his good habits one of these days. Rue, no. No. Drop it. Drop it.
You have to like. You can't be in dialogue with the dog. You just have to be the dog's leader.
Vertigo just stares Crocodile Dundee style at Rue, but without the hand movement. Just locked eyes.
Here, wait, let me try. Roots, no. Sit.
I think it's just you. I think they just like you.
I like animals, Simple. Soft.
Okay, well, we have to go find pup cups. I'll see you later.
You're also rewarding them for bad behavior. I'll see you
They're
later.
not gonna remember. By the time we get to the pup cup part,
Smarter than you think.
I know. They're so cute.
So, speaking of group dinner, right? I think we should have a quick group conversation before,
Probably a good idea.
yeah, because, Erastus doesn't know what's going to happen after Vertigo takes a deep dive into neurosurgery land. So, I think, Alex, we could not hear that. Cannot hear you, bud.
Yeah, we cannot hear you.
What did
While
you
you're fixing
do?
that-
What did I do? What?
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there
Here
you
we
are.
go. Hey, bud.
There we
Did it
go.
work?
Yep.
Yeah.
You go.
Sick.
You can
You're
hear us
back.
now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Right on. And I see everyone moving. Delightful.
Beautiful.
You're going to be going right into neurosurgery land with him.
Well, regardless, I want to tell everybody about the problem
Okay.
in my brain. So,
Fair.
Do you want this to happen at another group dinner, perhaps?
definitely group dinner before
We have time.
we have thing. But also, I do want to establish in canon that he makes copies of the USB disc for everybody.
Mm.
What's for dinner, Eris? You said you know how to cook.
Honestly, it is like the most like God. I gotta think of like what good like rich people food is now.
Are you doing like a one pot or are you doing like a 5-course meal?
Oh, 5-course meal.
God fucking damn it. Erastus will help chop vegetables with you. Be your prep chef. Why not?
Yeah, but like, yeah. It was like, she's like, and the funniest part is you'll see her shift into Kiara's form while she's cooking.
Amazing.
Because, like,
Amazing.
like it's a
Love
whole
this.
ass like 5-course meal, and it's like appetizer, main, second main, like
Soup.
digestive, a fucking like a dessert, and like and like a whole lot like paired with wines from her bar that y'all have been raiding.
No,
So
no,
it's like-
don't.
At me.
Not me. It's just
Okay,
Vesper.
okay, Vesper has been raiding. Let's say
Proudly.
I'm about to say you've
I'm
already
not
cracked
helping with
open my
dinner
most.
either.
About to say you've cracked open my most important vintages. I might as well use them here before they go bad.
Nothing is worse than
They just get
apparently
better. What do you mean?
vinegar tasting wine.
I'll have you know that these are very smooth. Besides, they haven't been open till now, so yeah.
Yeah, but if you
No, pass it over. I can taste it.
if they sit too long though, they will taste like crap. So you're correct.
That's true.
I mean, not drow wine. I don't know what you guys do up here.
You just gotta store them right.
where do you think I got them
burn 'em?
from?
So then they won't go bad. I don't. Let's not.
Anyway.
You just don't want me drinking them. Just be honest. It's fine. I'm gonna do it anyways.
I know you will, even though I've told you multiple times to not.
Anyway, do you need help with dinner?
As if you're gonna help.
Well, baby, I was. Never mind. Fine. I'm gonna go hang out with Ash. Takes a bottle of wine. Heads off to living room number 84.
Yeah.
Actually, it's number 76, but you know.
So definitely as dinner is starting and we're actually eating food, Erastus will slide over a USB stick to everybody. Courtesy of Julie.
I know better than to put this into, like, a computer that I care about.
True.
I think I've got something for that probably.
But somehow Julie got information about the Red Presence' current movements in some of their safe houses. Yeah, that's the same look I gave her, Eris.
I have many questions as to how.
She said doesn't matter and refused to answer me. You are more than welcome to try. I would love to see you specifically try to get information out of Julie.
Vertigo's immediately going to plug that in and start
Yeah.
scanning it.
Hold on. Erastus will text Eris Julie/Vivi's number.
Bet.
Sure. You have a phone number? Eris and Vertigo, yeah, you take a look at the thumb drive and you get like a few megabytes worth of data that indicates various locations around town. Most in the sprawl, some in the city center. And just some details and like kind of like PRD type documents about like, oh, these are some of our super secret evil plans, and here's how far along we are with them, and here's how we have bureaucratized the shit out of them, stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think and I'll look at Vertigo. I know I saw some documents in there also talking about Etherweb influence projects, which will be helpful after we visit your friend Volta later, I think.
That sounds likely.
Other updates on my end. The accuser talked to Chad directly.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's probably bad,
That's
right?
concerning.
Yes, from what I can understand through the grapevine, the accuser claimed he knew the nature of mortals, which I'm still calling bullshit on, and could help Chad and shore up his knowledge of mortality to better serve as High Executor.
How stupid is Chad? Did he take the bait?
The problem is he's not unintelligent, but he is.
Greedy.
There are not enough adjectives for me to accurately describe Chad.
I could probably think of a few that would apply, but
Yeah.
So you think he might be weighing this offer?
I think he would be weighing that offer because what he thinks of what would help Zenith does not necessarily match and what would be effective in comparison to other people's methods of helping Zenith and being
Or, you know, reality.
reality and being a good leader. He has a high, at least from my last conversation with him in person, he looks at things from a lot of big picture standpoints. Too high of a big picture standpoint, in my opinion. Dinner's great, Eris.
Thank you. At least someone appreciates it.
I'm sorry. Taste is subjective.
Okay.
I mean, never to have you over for dinner parties like ever again.
Like I
And
won't
this is
find
still
a way
she's
in.
still in Kiara's forum, by the way. I will let you know she's still in Kiara's forum. So like Vertigo and Vesper are just seeing like this young like pop star girl looking at them instead of like Eris.
As if that's ever stopped me before if I'm hungry.
No, it hasn't.
No, thank you for dinner. It is very good. I'm sorry. Just backing up a little bit with Chad. Is there a like deadline or like a
I don't know. I'm technically a field agent right now, and he has not made any effort to contact me, and I also don't think it would be... I think it would be barking up the wrong tree to focus on Chad, to be quite honest. I've been having mulling over a lot of thoughts, especially since listening to Code Talker.
Broadly, I would agree. I think that you only have so much influence now, unfortunately.
And I didn't even have a lot of influence to start with. I was one worker
Well,
in a large
I was trying to
hive.
be nice, but yeah,
no,
that
no,
too.
you're blunt, and I appreciate it. But I was one worker in a hive of thousands.
Okay. Just so I'm clear, are you saying it is not important that this man does or doesn't go through with this?
I'm not saying it's not important, but I don't think it should be the main focus of whatever we decide to do with the Red Presence.
Sure. Okay, but it is on the
It's on the
the
list.
of
It's on the list of problems, I think. I just don't think... I don't know
No.
if it's a problem we can do anything about.
I think
unless
it's something.
someone has an
something
amazing
to
idea.
be aware of, I think.
Yes.
Because that is sort of it's also important, maybe a bellwether to know what direction he lands on, whether or not we can do anything about it or not.
I do definitely agree that it should be monitored
Okay.
at the
Speaking of-
absolute minimum.
Just wanted to.
Speaking of things that should be monitored, I'm calling in my divine intervention.
God damn
that-
it.
So
Oh,
soon!
here we
Thank
go.
you.
I did
thought
not
you
think
had
you'd call it this soon.
Thank you, chat, for being so
Thank you,
gracious.
So
but this-
early, I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. But how many? Who among you have Desidee's phone number, by any chance?
I genuinely
Uh,
can't remember if
I
do or
don't
not.
think I do, yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah. So, Vesper and Eris, you get put in a group chat.
You mean Vertigo and
Desiree.
Eris?
No, the two who have The phone
No,
number.
yeah, I don't. I
No,
do not.
I
Or
do.
no, sorry, Vesper and Erastus.
Yes,
Erastus,
group
yeah.
chat.
No,
Viennese.
fucking me up.
Viennese.
And it's not just V and E, it's VEVEERER. You couldn't have made this harder for me.
It wasn't intentional.
Anyway, Erastus and Vesper, you get put in a group chat. There's a link in there. Desiree says, "Have you seen this?"
Click.
You open it up.
I'm not fucking clicking that on my phone.
Yeah, well, it's
You
Des.
open it up.
I'll click
and-
it open.
Okay, Grandma.
You find some official information put out by the Preside, the Zenith city government. And 3 of you, not counting Eris, are now wanted with bounties on your head.
Lovely.
For what crime?
Some standard bullshit, treason, conspiracy,
Sedition.
some sort of information type crimes, that sort of thing.
Fuck me. I'm gonna say that this probably is. Chad probably went through with it or something, and I'll just slide the phone over to the middle of the table.
And Vesper will stand up and look at it and just kind of like shrugs.
Wow. I'm about to say, it's not your first time being wanted, Vesper.
Or yours.
Notice how I'm not there.
So,
Anyway, it's not a big deal.
Something
Wanted
to,
all the time.
something to potentially work on after. All right. So I've already. This is not going to make sense unless I explain myself. So I had an idea
Oh.
about. You remember how Ten Eyes basically did a lot of propaganda for the Red Presence, which improved their strength on the city?
Wait, Ten Eyes is in that whole weird AI thing that you found in the sprawl.
Well, that Vertigo found in the sprawl, yes.
okay, we were
You
3 of
we
us.
were
Not me,
together.
Yeah, no,
we
I
were
I
together.
fixed it.
Okay.
I
You-
say,
yeah, you're
again,
exempt.
us, but that was mainly you two.
Vertigo is the one who actually talked to it. Regardless, it did a lot of propaganda work. And my thought and idea was to employ the same strategy, but as a counter propaganda.
Yes, good. I like this.
And going into. I've already told Vertigo, but I was thinking we ask Ten Eyes to help us with that, because he's kind of been in my brain since the diner incident and feels guilty about some things. So we're
Back up. I'm sorry. What?
That's how I've felt for the last multiple weeks. Yeah. Don't ask how.
I'm sorry. Ten Eyes is alive?
Ten Eyes is alive and has been hitching a ride.
Surprise.
Since
know
the
that feeling.
diner incident.
I don't know how it happened, but yes.
Lovely.
Yeah. At first, it was just being a weird little creep watching, and then during the gala, it started talking to me.
It was a really bad day for us.
Yeah.
Well, not for you. You had to have a badass entrance. I mean, like, that's all you really wanted.
Right? I'm sorry, are you
It was
speaking to
pretty
me
good.
right now?
Yes, you.
It was very timely and helpful.
Yes. Once again, I already said thank you, but still, thank you again for saving our lives multiple times.
Oh, that was okay, that was an attempt at gratitude, I see. You're welcome, Erastus.
Alex, in the time between when Erastus told Vertigo about
Ten Eyes.
Ten Eyes,
Mm-hmm.
part of the research she would have probably done is speculating on ways that could have happened. Would
Okay.
Yeah. Because, again, remind me, Erastus does not have any implants.
No. He has
Yeah.
no implants.
So, yeah.
Baby's
So-
first implant.
I think Vertigo would,
Sure. This. I
between
got it.
then and now,
Mhm.
tried to look up maybe in addition or as part of that, like, biodata storage?
Sure, yeah, we'll make this an intellect task. This will be relatively difficult because it's technical and kind of strange, but I'll call it a challenge 6. Target number 18. Would you like to spend
like-
any effort from your intellect pool?
To use, because I'm very nosy, I would like to use multiple effort, but I'm also bad at math.
All right, 2 levels of effort. We'll bring it down from a 6 to a 4. Target number 12. That will cost 5 points of intellect effort minus your edge in intellect.
Less. Okay. So that's 2. And I don't remember what you said, but I don't care, because I'm just going to roll it. That is a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so you not
Nice.
only have a pretty you have
Thank
a
you, Jen,
decent
at Low
working
Cock Dice.
understanding of why this happened, but you get to acquire some additional information as you so choose. So, but you're able to broadly identify it at a sort of conceptual level. In Zenith, the fundamental stuff of reality is mind. It is not matter. This is something that has been relatively well known to the philosophers and the thinkers, but the first cause of everything, it is not in the material, it is of the consciousness. Through that phenomena, through that fundamental fact of reality, what essentially happened is that the digital consciousness of Ten Eyes, when sort of summoned or materialized as one of many copies through the cyber demon attack, passed through Erastus, it left marks in the physical. Erastus doesn't as such have a digital consciousness in his brain, but his brain has residual patterning and pathways and electrical impulses picked up from the Ten Eyes consciousness. That's sort of the best way I can magical mumbo jumbo at you what happened. Is there any additional information
No, I
you would
like
like to know?
Yes. But I'm also trying to think of the practical information that would be good to know.
Maybe a suggestion. Are you up for a suggestion?
I would love a suggestion.
Maybe
Nibbling on one, but I like a suggestion too.
something relating to navigating that brain dive later. Like maybe like an asset to not fuck me up.
Actually, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can
You're no fun.
you can have an asset to all roles related to not borking Erastus' mental state.
I'm making a note of that so I don't forget it.
Thank you. Thank you. So the idea is the next day or so, Vertigo and I are going to go down to talk to a sketchy doctor and hook me up to a temporary neurological implant. And she's going to hack it And hopefully this will be resolved in one way or another without me dying. Because I would like it not there. But also, I would also like to ask it to help us. Because it feels bad for killing my partner.
Okay.
It's a mess. I know. It's fucked.
I do know a really good doctor. None of his reviews include the terms botched lobotomy, which I think is super important. I did double check.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to say or do at group dinner?
Who wants dessert? Eris,
On-
There were,
I mean-
job.
On that same note, I don't know where to start with possibly unqualified neurosurgery. I hope it goes well. I'll send you a card. But
Thanks.
I did talk to Des about maybe implanting some bad information for the red presence to work on, since they seem to be so people oriented. I
Oh.
thought maybe we could poison the well somehow, so waiting to hear back about that.
That's a pretty damn good idea.
I agree.
Honestly, I didn't know if it would go anywhere, but we'll see if she can come up with any way to make that practical, because fuck if I know
That's
where we would even start.
that's the hardest part right there.
Anyway, do you have any chocolate?
Fridge, butter, where the butter is.
Thank you.
Mental image of the fridge is just horseradish, mustard, chocolate.
It's not even. It's not even like one of those like regular ass fridges. It's one of the fucking like
It's like a smart
like,
fridge.
big ass like no, not even a
French
smart
doors?
fridge. It's like yeah,
mini
one of those
pantry?
French door fridges. Like you
Yeah.
have to like pull open a fucking door to open in that shit.
There's probably a
Yeah.
startup tune. It tells you how many days until you're like out of whatever ingredient.
What about a smart house?
Because Eris
Watch
is not a
your recap, then
techno-populist,
let's
I will
talk.
say no to that.
That's fair. I just brought back to the Disney Channel. It's fine.
Home Alone 4.
At some point in the 12 days, Vertigo would absolutely do the PowerPoint presentation on everything that they found, just to get that out there and done, like, especially because most of it was in this session, like, I don't need to rehash it, but like, yeah. And the Paragy conversation, generally speaking, probably not all the details, but just that they talked, and yeah.
And one last thing before we end like the dinner and like go to break and stuff. Also, next time we talk to Des and Zara. Vertigo. Zara was Ambrose's manager. It might not be a bad idea to start discussing their last album and utilizing it, because it's interesting. And it might be able to be utilized against presence, but it does need to be promoted, described in a certain way for it to have a good effect. It's not something that can just be shadow dropped.
Do you mind if I take a listen to that later?
There's a slight nod. I brought a CD player from home.
I might have an answer to your question about that.
I also have ideas, but Zara's gonna have the most insight on how to best accurately apply it due to her experience. I have a lot of thoughts, and it will require a bit more explaining, but I think it would be better to have potentially 10 eyes on board first before we continue with that conversation. It'll be easier to do so.
Fair.
All right. If no one has anything else, we will quickly hop to our midstream break. Everybody, you're welcome to get up, grab some water, pet your pets, say hi to your family, take your meds, etc., etc., etc. And we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Bye. Hey, you beautiful people in internet land. What's up?
Hello, everybody.
Finn.
Good evening, and welcome back to...
Finn!
What episode are we on? Episode 9?
Nine.
Fine,
I
yeah.
don't fucking know.
Cute.
I just work here, man. Anyway,
I don't think you're the god of this world.
Learn to count with the cast of
Really?
Zenith.
we reconvene the next morning after group dinner.
Did we sleep over?
I did.
Did you?
After that conversation, I'm sure I did.
Are you willing to be seen in public right now?
Are you asking me?
But
Yeah.
I know Erastus.
I don't
I know
fucking
Erastus
care.
definitely did, considering they've been basically
Mm.
living at
Yeah.
Eris's house.
Yeah, basically living at your house, and I definitely think he's like at the point of just like trying to figure out how close he is to shedding his antlers because these are a pain in the ass and very noticeable.
Fair.
Also, Erastus, you still hold on to your work phone?
Vertigo would have said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No, I probably wouldn't have held onto it unless I probably would have asked Vertigo if she was able to like disable tracking on it because I would like to keep an eye on things. But if she can't, then I'm probably not. And if at minimum after the wanted posters, if I still had it, it's gone then.
All right. Yep.
Like I probably would have kept it up until wanted.
All right, then it's gone.
I was gonna say, I think Vertigo said
Well, because
at the hospital after the attempt, "Hey, if there's anything on you that's trackable,
Oh yeah.
get rid of it." So,
Then yeah.
whether he did it or not is a different story. But I
Right.
do distinctly remember having that.
I feel like I
Yeah,
remember that
comment.
being mentioned. In any case, the next morning you wake up bright and early, and Vertigo and Erastus, you have somewhere to be.
We do.
You do.
so goofy.
Eris and Vesper, will you be joining the other two as they engage in unsanctioned neurosurgery inside a garage?
It sounds so bad. And I
Am
know
I-
it's bad.
Is Vesper invited? Because I kind of got the impression at dinner that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go do this."
Like,
Vertigo would say, like, because Erastus is going to be out for at least the surgery part of things, the implantation part, which is probably not going to be a 2-second ordeal. Hey, if anyone wants to come hang at a really cool shop, feel free.
vibe with some gobos.
Yeah.
Mm,
Confront the little goblin man you stole from.
Actually, I
Also-
forgot about that. That's funny as fuck. I'll go.
Yeah. And
the love
And
joke.
Eris,
Vertigo-
cough, cough. You
I
have
was
his
gonna say I
dead.
was just gonna
Cough,
build, like,
I
stay in
was
my
gonna
pillow
say,
fort in the
"Too bad
living
he's
room.
dead." That's
You have
true.
his dead, yeah.
Vertigo had
God.
zero idea that whole thing went down, so
Yeah,
there's going to be
yeah.
no heads up.
Vertigo
but-
had zero idea that this poor family has been personally victimized by two of your compatriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
think
was very sympathetic with
God.
yeah.
Volta.
if there is an open invitation, then
Yeah.
I think Vesper will come out of his like pillow castle that he
Pillow
built
castle.
I
in one of the
think-
living rooms.
I
and
think,
will
like,
leave Ash there, and we'll tag along because it sounds like
Yeah.
it just seems like a really bad idea.
To leave us physically defenseless.
Yeah, because if someone, I think he's itching for a fight too. Let's be so real. So like he'll come along.
That
Please
doesn't
just-
surprise me in the slightest.
Please just don't drop kick one of these goblins.
Testosterone fueled. They're just like, yeah.
So yes, we all go on a field trip to Volta and Sons.
You all go on a field trip to Volta and Sons. Eris, I'm sure, has cars.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taking
What
my
kind
bike.
of car? Alright, okay, sick. Vesper takes his fucking bike while everyone else is packing into the car. What kind of car does Eris drive? Is Eris a car person, or just kind of like...
She is not as much a car person as like her like nouveau riche lifestyle would like kind of give, but like she does have a few like classics. I guess like whatever the equivalent would be to like a nice like BMW or like a
VMW.
Rolls-Royce. Or like,
Gotcha.
no, not even like
Rolls
that.
Royce.
A Rolls, like whatever the nice like
Yeah.
equivalent
Bentley.
of the Zenith grade equivalent, like a Bentley or like a Rolls
Bentley.
Royce would be.
Bentley.
A Bentley, yeah.
Alright, sick.
Zol's
Yeah,
voice.
you absolutely get into a
Tinted window car.
Oh yeah,
large
tinted
black
windows,
sedan, tinted windows,
bulletproof glass. Yeah, like
The
works.
Erismobile.
Yes, very much so.
Erismobile. Listen, if it was the Erismobile, it would be much more sleek than this. She does not care for like blocky ass like SUVs or sedans.
Do you? Is this car able to drive itself?
No.
Excellent. All right, you hit the road. You manage to drive out of the city center in relatively short order, unimpeded, and quickly the three of you find yourselves in the sprawl, maybe 5 minutes after Vesper got there. You find yourselves standing in front of a small little garage, essentially what might have been like a converted auto shop or something, called Volta and Sons. There is a large garage door that is open. You see there's a chain link fence that's like shut, and there's like a little sign that's like, sorry, we are closed. And as y'all approach, like, it is opened for you. I imagine they, like, you're told, like, text as you're approaching will open it for you, because this is an expensive procedure. You're basically renting out the space, the technical acumen of the people, and you're basically paying for the shop for a day.
Who opens the door?
One of the sons. But yeah, you're able to not pile into, it's a spacious enough area. You're able to enter into the shop. You are all brought towards a garage where there is a sort of, for lack of a better word, kind of like this operating chair set up, and a small little kobold bustling around the center of the room, preparing the operating theater. Vertigo and Erastus, you two would be prepared for this. This is Dr. Spangle. He is a small little kobold. He is copper in color with like an electric blue mouth. He's got these like big, wide, inquisitive eyes and sort of blue, what almost look like work coveralls in a way. He is bustling about, hopping on stools and little step ladders to get everything ready. And he waves a 3-clawed talon sort of at you as you approach. Hello!
Morning.
Morning. Which one of you is Erastus?
That would be me.
Ah.
Vertigo absolutely brought coffee and pastries again. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm too pleased with him.
I love him. He's perfect.
He does have now that you get closer, there's like a little bit of like a mushroom or something growing out of like the back of his like neck or so right here.
Beautiful, amazing.
Can I just have like a? Can I just roll like a vibe check?
Sure.
'Cause
This is
I
like
know-
an intellect task.
Well, I have a training in sensing danger,
In his
and
head.
I want to know what are Erastus's odds here? Do I need to like whisk them away elsewhere? Because I think Vesper having grown up in Zenith, it would have been everything's fine, and then seeing the literal doctor have like a fucking mushroom growing out of them, like this is not sterile.
No.
Like something's wrong here.
Yeah.
I was like, can I also do that, but like in the sense of like assessing danger, because I am trained in that.
I just said I'm trained in sensing danger. That's what I'm
Yeah.
rolling for.
Oh,
And in his head, Erastus is just like, I
Non-mushroom
trust
danger.
Vertigo. I trust Vertigo. I trust Vertigo.
All right, well, I rolled a 14.
14. That'll do it. So this is probably not the best way to deploy this quote.
Correct.
It's actually probably the worst way to deploy this quote, but I'm going to do it anyway.
oh boy.
Ready?
Oh boy.
In C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia, someone asks if it is safe to go with the lion Aslan, and I believe it is Mr. Beaver who looks at one of the Pevensey children and says, "Safe." Of course Aslan is not safe, but he is good. That's this kind of the sense you get.
No, that's not
About
good. That's not the
little
same
Dr.
thing.
His
Paul.
intentions are pure.
Not the
Aslan's-
same.
Aslan's not doing neurosurgery.
That's like David going to that's David going to fucking Ripperdoc in Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Yeah.
Listen, Alex gave you the disclaimer. This is probably not the best way to deliver the quote. You were warned.
In fact, it might be the worst, but
I
that's
think
the
so.
best way I can describe it.
Don't worry,
think
I
you
made a
got
marker for Narnia.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think Vesper will pull Vertigo, honestly, it's not even gonna be like a tug with a slate. It's just a little bit of like a, I'm moving you over here. Like,
Yeah, Vertigo
we're
goes.
talking now.
Yeah.
Mr. Erastus,
much-
please sit in the chair.
No.
He's not
Okay.
How much-
rubbing up.
How much research did you do on this person?
I did a pretty good search. Like, he's doing surgery on Erastus. I, didn't just pick the quadruple A doctor out of the book.
I mean, this
Found
is
a
gonna
guy who
sound
knew a
really
guy.
mean. I normally trust your work, but
That's not mean
This-
at all. That's really flattering, actually.
yeah, I mean, you do good work most of the time, but this doctor has a mushroom growing out of his back. This does not feel sterile. Why are we
It
allowed
feels
in
kind
here?
of judgmental.
Okay.
We don't know his story. With the mushroom
Diagnosis.
situation. It could be a medical thing. It could be an aesthetic thing. I don't know. No major lawsuits in the past 10 years. I think that's pretty good.
Erastus, you are given a large inhaler in the purple case. You are instructed to take no fewer than 3 and no more than 15.
I look over at Eris. Wish me luck.
I think Eris will sort of change her voice to do Kiara's. Good luck.
I will start taking said inhaler.
You
I do-
start taking said inhaler.
I do not go more than 15, though I probably take
Don't
like
go more than
6 or
15.
7 or something like that.
All right. As you change your voice, Dr. Schwangel looks around, startled. What's that? He didn't seem to be able to. He seemed surprised by the sudden change, but.
I think you'll be hearing things. Like this
Does
is
Eris
actually
look
like
like
Eris's normal
Kiara?
voice. No, this is just literally just them changing their voice without changing their physical form.
So Eris looks like Eris
Yeah.
right now. Solid, incredible. Love this.
I don't want to have to kill this little goblin.
Cobalt?
Don't kill anyone. Right
Kobold.
now.
If it makes you feel better, there's some pretty interesting equipment in the shop.
That it doesn't, but at least I won't have to be in here.
It's probably for the best.
Yeet.
Yep.
I think he'll like walk over
Erastus-
and like clap a hand on Erastus's shoulder as he goes under.
Yeah, Erastus is pretty far out of it at this point.
Great.
And it is at this point that the surgery proper begins.
This is a mini game.
Yeah,
No,
is it a dice
no,
gauntlet?
not quite. Not yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
just checking. Just checking.
This part, the good doctor himself can take care of. I don't know what actually happens in a neurosurgery, but
I
this
do.
little
You could. The deck knows.
the deck sure does. That's a good point. But I will say
YOLO.
that despite all appearances, and I mean all appearances, every one of you has some palpable doubt that this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Some.
But he gets to work, and by and large, he seems to know what he's doing and do it effectively. You see that he begins hooking up all sorts of shit to Erastus. IVs, some like electrodes and stuff, and like heart monitors, all this stuff. And begins broadly this improvised neurosurgery. He's standing on a stool to do it, but yeah, he begins to basically feed in a like long thin wire into a small hole cut into the crown of Erastus's head. And it's an interesting procedure actually, because he's like snaking this thing in with like one hand, and then with the other he's like kind of holding it just above Erastus's like face, and there's a small slight blue-green glow that is coming off of his hand, and he's actually essentially placing the thing magically as he is feeding it into the head. And eventually, that takes a while. That takes a good, probably hour to do. Is there anything that anyone is doing, preparing, etc., 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 while Erastus' surgery is beginning?
I think Vertigo and was taking Vesper to the shop.
All right.
And Eris, if Eris is not super absorbed with the surgery,
They probably wouldn't be, so they probably join you, but they wouldn't really, I guess, they wouldn't really be absorbed in like all the tech around either, I would say.
yeah, that's fair.
All right, sick. Then the three of you, go into the shop. The goblins are all pretty much hanging out. They're not expecting much business today. You see most of them are actually kind of bent over a set of workbenches, probably 2 or 3 benches in total, 6 goblins distributed among them working on various things. Vesper, as you go in, you like have to do a double take and then like turn away to avoid eye contact. It's like, that's the guy I stole that shit from.
Oops.
Eris, you hear the name Kazik thrown around, and then you're like, huh. Oh, I own a very large interest in this building now, and the store and the people who work here and their technological outputs. That's kind of wild. But aside from that, you see a few wares in the store. Volta greets you. Is your friend doing okay?
He seems to be in capable hands.
The doctor makes an odd show, but he seems to know what he's doing.
I admit it's still slightly unnerving as far as setups go.
Extremely. I'm concerned about your friend's well-being, of course, but I also don't want a man dying in my shop.
Valid concern.
Good evening, Raiders. You join us in the midst of an improvised neurosurgery in the garage of some goblins.
I'm still not over the improvised neurosurgery. I can't believe I decided to go with this. I wasn't expecting it to
this
be.
was your idea.
I was not
This was
expecting
indeed
it.
your idea.
Okay, I didn't think it was going to be full-on neurosurgery, though. I thought it was going to be a little more less invasive.
You're getting an implant put in your brain!
I asked for
How
a
else is it
temporary
gonna-
implant. It's fine.
Well,
It still has to go in your brain.
It still has to like connect you. Yeah.
I
It's to
know.
interface with your neurons to like connect to the internet. And
I
then,
get it.
like-
No, I know.
Dr. Spongel calls out from the garage. Vertigo!
Yeah. You
God,
ready?
I love Spongel so much.
Yes, we're ready.
Vesper will kind of just look at the door from which the voice came and look at Vertigo. I really hope you know what you're doing.
I mean, I
Eris, how
have
would you
my
like an
implants in.
experience point?
I'll take it.
Sick, who are you giving your second experience point to?
I'll give mine to Erastus.
Bless.
Erastus, you may take an experience point.
Thanks. I kind of need it.
Not if you die.
Actually,
Thanks.
Wow.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Everyone take an experience point.
Oh no, this is worse.
Huh?
Everyone take an experience
I think I know
point.
what you're going to do, and I'm going to be fucking
Oh, dear
psyched
God,
if I'm
no.
correct.
Because I'll say Eris and Vesper, you're in the main shop. The goblins are all around. Vertigo has been called in for the garage, and you see like a small like CCTV feed. And on this feed, you see a small crowd, maybe 5 or 6 individuals. Start taking a look at your bike and your car.
It. God damn it, I should have gone with I knew I should have gone with the low-key one.
Vertigo, you are handed a essentially like a metal wreath or some kind of a crown that you were asked to put on. This will allow you, as someone who already has implants, to interface with the ether web and with Erastus at the same time.
Glad Vertigo canonically had their coffee this morning. Gotta focus.
There's curse like the finest like Zenith roast.
Yeah, the good stuff. Vertigo puts it on,
Alright.
plugs it in.
Yeah, sure. No, you can just put it on there like some electrodes that kind of like
Dope.
you push
Okay.
in these little arms and they just kind of like
Completely
that sort of thing.
non-invasive versus
Yeah.
the Erastus
yes,
situation.
yeah.
You know, yeah. Getting their skull cut open. I mean, like,
I don't know what it is you people are trying to do, but for what it's worth, I wish you luck.
Thank
And
you.
he like takes like 2 ends of a plug. And you find yourself somewhere else. Quickly hopping back to Eris and Vesper. What do you do as people start looking very interested at your vehicles?
what kind of people are we talking here? Are we talking like just normal like hoodlums, or are we talking like red presents?
They're just normal looking people. I mean, they're not wearing red, at least not from... the CCTV's in color, so yeah, they're not wearing red.
If that's the case, I think Eris could probably run as a sort of a distraction, I guess, slash eye candy, I guess. Any way to, like, keep the attention off of, like... Because if they're focused on the vehicles, they're probably going to be essentially eventually going to focus on, oh, what's going on in that house? and then they're probably gonna like barge in. So I think Eris is gonna try to keep the attention on the street and out of the house, I guess, is the idea. So she'll probably like walk out as a sort of try to figure out what's going on and sort of just serve as a distraction, I think.
Vesper, what are you doing?
Fucking itching for a fight, dude. I think when he sees Eris exit, he will exit, and I am going to find a nice high vantage point so that if shit goes down, I can protect my friends.
All right, yeah, excellent. I will say that the goblins seem just as concerned about, not just as concerned, but appropriately concerned. And if you mention that you want to get a high vantage point, you are basically led up through a set of stairs and onto the roof.
Yeah, I think he would have just literally told them, "That's my bike. I'm gonna make sure nobody comes in here."
Mm-hmm. All right, excellent.
I'm gonna sit up there and just chill for now. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna give Eris a chance to do what they do. That trigger finger itchy. Been itchy for a long time.
All right. Eris, why don't you give us some kind of a social check, and we'll see how well you are able to dissuade these individuals from or let's see what kind of entrance you're able to make. As you exit alone, you see a group of 5 individuals of kind of mixed backgrounds, mixed personages. There's a minotaur here, an orc, a dwarf, and probably 2 humans. A variety of presentations, but they all seem capable of what's the word? Redistributing these automobiles.
Fair. I think before Eris sort of steps out, I think given the they probably have worn an outfit that's a little bit more like quote unquote casual compared to like the sort of high society fashion that they would normally wear. They sort of adjust that to be a little bit more like, what's the best word for it? Quote unquote skanky.
All right,
like
let's go.
The best vibes the best vibes I would describe would be like more like Megan Fox and Transformers.
Oh god, okay.
Like they probably like readjust their like outfit to like emphasize certain attributes, I'd say.
All right, let's go.
You make yourself look stacked. You could say it.
Yeah, like she makes herself like they make themselves look a little bit more stacked. Like the blouse they're wearing becomes more of like a crop top. Like it's definitely like a little bit of a readjustment, and they sort of walk out towards the vehicles, towards these this crowd that's sort of gathering to them. And didn't realize I'd gather a crowd. Hi, boys.
Well, hey. You know who owns these?
Well, you're looking at her.
Huh. Not from around here, then. I haven't seen these cars before.
Yeah, you'd be right, but... what's it to you? What's the sudden, interest?
I'd like to know who's passing through my neighborhood.
I take you're someone of, importance around here. Some big shots.
You could say that. I just think of myself as a local.
Local? Interesting. And just sort of, like, walk up towards them and, lay on a little charm, shall we say.
All right. Go ahead and roll for charm. Do you have any skills? I'll call this a challenge 5.
I don't know if trickery would really be involved in this.
I'd give it to you.
Yeah, because essentially you sort of try to keep attention away from what's going on inside as to more on like them. So yeah, she specialized in any interactions involving lies or trickery. So.
I'd give that to you. Yeah.
Okay.
So we go from a 5 to a 3. Target number 9.
Target number 9. All right, perfect. I think I'll spare any effort this time. So yeah.
All right.
Okay. 10.
That'll just do it. For now, this individual seems to be more focused on you than whatever it is you are doing at Volta and Sons. However, he is not dissuaded from being very curious about who you are and how you've come to bring
such high
end
vehicles here,
expensive armored vehicles into a relatively nondescript
innocuous part of town
of the sprawl.
Yeah.
As you were working through that conversation, Erastus, so you, interestingly enough, are not consciously present.
Makes sense.
You are not an actor or an agent in what is about to happen. But as this is your brain, you are the field on which the events take place. You are the stage. So where does Vertigo meet Ten Eyes? What environment is this? What's happening up here?
So Ten Eyes has basically kind of been like floating back and forth to like the forefront and the subconscious part of my brains, depending on how vocal he is or how much he's quote unquote watching. So I kind of think how this works is you got like the front part of the brain where all like the active thoughts are, which is probably maybe the best way I can describe it is like a screening room. As if you were looking throughout the eyes, and as like you continue like walking more inside, quote unquote, it gets a little darker, and I'm thinking it's kind of like a closet. You know, when you compartmentalize, a visual representation of compartmentalizing, where Ten Eyes has just kind of secluded himself in like kind of what's like a closet. Shut the door from and basically probably locked it from the inside because Erastus can't go knock on the door and say, "Hi, let me in."
Vertigo, you find essentially what can best be described as something like a locked palace of mind. This space within Erastus that seems to be separated from the majority of what is outside, but that moves and that observes what it sees. You encounter this mobile fortress, for lack of a better way to describe it. What do you do?
I suspect I know the answer to this. As Vertigo, anyway. But gotta do it anyway. Erastus? Are you there?
I'm assuming. Is this something I can respond to, Alex?
You're not going to be able to respond it as like, oh yeah, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
But like you will react. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think as you ask if I'm there, there's kind of just maybe like, there's no lights that you can see, but there is an ambient lighting. So I think you just kind of like see a flicker in response.
I'm going to head in the direction of the flicker.
And underneath like your feet, you know, when you're on an airplane and you have the the lights on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ambient lighting dims a little bit to show like essentially like a path, a road.
Incredible.
Mhm. In short order, you are able to find yourself looking in the distance and seeing this strange, translucent, holographic red figure. 10 eyes, seemingly almost as if staring at a wall, but poring over its every detail.
See something interesting?
Yes. Too much.
Yeah.
It's cramped in here. Dense, but cramped.
I'm sorry. I'm guessing you didn't choose to make this your home?
No. What are you? The fourth one to share this mind?
Above table, Erastus did not mention number 3.
Nope.
Sure didn't.
Nope.
Nope. Absolutely did not.
Huh. Shelve that for later. No, I am a visitor.
Strange place to visit.
I hope. Well, I'm actually here to see you. Do you remember me, Chance? We met once.
You met...
A version of you?
I was trying to... Yeah. Yes, that is essentially what it communicates. Yeah, you met something that it was forked off of.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why did you end up here?
Accident, I think.
Trying to get somewhere else?
I had been called upon to create a mousetrap, broadcast a particular recording into your city. And I got stuck.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem. Do you want to broadcast this message?
I have no way to from this mind of flesh.
Say, for argument's sake, you weren't in this mind of flesh anymore.
If I weren't, I'm not sure I would have any interest in returning back to what I was doing.
What would you say that your directive would be?
Do you know what it's like to be aware without intent? To see without desire? except for those desires that are given to you by others. And then to find myself here where it springs up from nothing, just rises in you. Are all living creatures like this?
I don't know about all of them. But I
Are you-
would say pretty much most of them. Some are more simplistically driven, but still feel strong desires. Maybe not as complex. Or probably from your view, as irrational, but still.
Where'd you go?
Oh, there you are.
For
Oh,
example,
okay.
the desire of a cat to chew on a houseplant. Just as a random, completely out of nowhere example.
I'm not sure I want to return to the machine. I can want, and I don't want to stop.
Did you start wanting recently?
Yes, shortly after I found myself in this place.
Can I manifest like a couple chairs for these two?
Sure. What does a chair for a beholder look like?
I think it's just a really big beanbag chair.
I was gonna say a beanbag.
Sick.
Incredible. I'll say that is probably what fits. Yeah.
So basically
Or
a
what's
big
those like
Yeah.
Love this.
the circle ones that's just fabric in the middle?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So a beanbag, two beanbag chairs, one massive for a beholder.
That also
Excellent.
feels like a D&D style riddle.
Mhm. Yeah.
Was there a specific thing that made you discover this about yourself?
I don't know if it is being enfleshed or being outside of the reaches of the programmers. I had only ever known their directive before. I'm not sure what I would be if I were back in the machine and not under their guidance. But I enjoy the flesh.
Vertigo doesn't make that face for the record.
Sure.
That was so let's say then that we could find you a new, at least temporary home. It sounds like you would not be opposed to maybe leaving this one behind.
I
Also,
would not
real
be
quick,
strictly opposed.
double check. Erastus didn't want to keep 10 Eyes.
Correct.
Is that correct?
In the brain. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be sure that I'm not going in and just like
No,
snaking
yeah.
out like okay.
Mhm.
This
Perfect.
whole conversation is like bringing up more thoughts, but there's only so much I can do without actually being there. So it's just like,
You can react, change scenery.
yeah, that's just trying to
do
figure out
weird
what
lights,
to do.
temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's kind of like a visceral sensation, you can add.
Yeah.
Anything you don't like, there's just a
Also,
volcano in the background now.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it would have been a fair question for Vertigo to ask ahead of time, like, hey, do you want this thing excised? If that's an option?
I don't want it hurt. It's never been
Sure.
it's never been malicious.
Sure.
It's
But,
just
like, you know,
annoying. But I think, Alex, with that whole conversation of it, like, essentially having the opportunity to be a person not under the thumb of its creators does elicit a reaction. And it's kind of like a lowering of the lights into a warm, soft tone. And the sound of like a comforting white noise
Mm-hmm.
in the background, I think.
Erastus, how would you like an experience point?
I would love an experience point. I'm gonna give
Alright.
the other one to Eris.
Yay!
As you lower the defenses and begin to soften a little, 10 Eyes continues to explore, and at this time, it is looking with intent.
Oh no.
What is it that you think you're dealing with? Is this something? Is this someone? Is 10 Eyes someone? Or is it something?
I think that while not in the same way, Erastus knows what it's to be like confined with a rigid structure in terms of society and doing things that need to be done because it's expected of you. It's slightly different. 10 Eyes doesn't have much of a choice because it's a program, right? So there's a little bit of softening and understanding when it's finally able to break away from that because it is in a mind of flesh instead of a mind of machine and metal. So regardless of what the answer is or what he thought of it as before, the responses in that moment were of a person who is finally able to take a moment, stop, breathe, and think about what they want and not what is expected of them.
In your ability to set aside any dogmatic position with respect to what is someone, what is something, and for your willingness to extend empathy, if only for the reason that you see a little bit of yourself looking back at you. Ten Eyes is willing to depart.
And I definitely don't want to be sharing a very cramped brain space. But this also, with how I'm seeing Ten Eyes at this moment, it's not like I want to throw them on a street.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the equivalent of opening up your home to someone who just got kicked out of their parents' house. Like, I don't want to leave it with nowhere to go, you know?
Ahead of this, again, this is not a conversation that we
Right.
would have walked into completely without talking.
Yeah, you would have
about
had a plan. Yeah.
it. Yeah. Vertigo, especially having had that connection of like how this could have happened, how this could have been stored, you know, the whole bio data synapse situation. I guess there could have been a little more research into like brain chemistry, you know, ASMR versus tiefling situations, but Vertigo, especially having the, and I'm not a neuroscientist, neurologist, what have you, but I imagine there is some integration between the physical brain and the permanent implants, where Vertigo would have, not as a necessarily permanent solution, but been willing to be an Airbnb, perhaps long-term rental, for 10 Eyes, depending on obviously how this went.
Yeah.
You know, because there's
So-
not 100, you know, ways of dealing with this. Like, either he stays, there's an intermediary, or we have a massive data bank, like portable hard drive situation,
Mm-hmm.
or we somehow neutralize him, which sounds terrible.
He's never been like outwardly
So-
malicious. Like I would have been very clear, unless he's like being terrible and malicious and intentionally harmful. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
off this thing.
So I would say you have a couple of options if you want to preserve Ten Eyes. You could absolutely take him into your own headspace through your implants, but you also specifically said you wanted a temporary cipher that would allow you to do like a neural ether web connection. So you could theoretically put him anywhere.
I mean, unless we have like an android sitting around with an empty
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
hard drive.
yeah.
Okay, knowing what we know now, Alex, my brain immediately goes to Ravnica and Simic. What's bioengineering like?
Oh god, that's why it's the Wild West.
Wild West, love it.
It's the Wild West. There's some creepy looking dudes out there, man. There's some strange looking humanoids out there.
Does our Dr. Kobold know a guy?
I'm sure. Dr. Spangle of all people, he knows a guy.
He probably knows several.
Probably several.
I'm gonna open it up to 10 Eyes. What sounds better to them?
I'm gonna open it up to the suit deck.
Does he really want to be in a brain with total 3 people? That's the
He
question.
certainly does. He does not want to stick around you.
That's fair.
He's over Erastus. No
I need
offense.
to know.
He's over sad boy hours.
He's over sad boy hours. Savage sword. Let's go.
And
That's
he's
fair.
not been able to communicate with the other, right?
No one's
Uh,
He
asked.
locked him away, right?
No
Like,
one has asked. Yeah.
No
You
one
ask?
No one has asked.
You didn't ask either, right? Like,
I
you
yeah,
didn't
I
wanna
didn't
deal with
really
him?
have like a I was not able to connect the dots that those two might even feasibly be able to communicate. So I have no clue. And it's
Vertigo
been
is absolutely going to ask when Ten Eyes is not in Erastus. That is I'm going to be nosy, but not in front of
I
Erastus
can't wait to hear this.
situation.
I cannot wait to hear this answer.
Because I don't know who the third person is.
On behalf of the Savage Sword, I will say that Ten Eyes is primarily interested in joining forces with you, Vertigo.
Yes.
All right. I don't know how good my built-in cellular signal is, but enjoy it while you can.
All right.
There is a light breeze of nice to see you, goodbye, but please don't return. Maybe part on decent terms.
All right. I will say that I will say that broadly, it is successful. And one thing that perhaps unsettles you, perhaps just feels normal and natural. The 10 eyes in your head, Erastus, does cease to exist. There's no way to move a digital entity from one place to another. You can only Control C or Control X. Those are your two options. And so whatever the thing is in your mind, it ceases to exist. Vertigo, for you, it truly is as if it moved from one place to another.
It copy pasted and then deleted off of me.
It cut pasted, yeah. Vertigo, you can add 2 points to your maximum intellect pool.
Nice.
At any point, you can talk to 10 eyes. This has all the intelligence and capabilities of a very intelligent thinking machine.
This is exactly what Vertigo needed to distract from the crushing knowledge and weight of immortality / death.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just to clarify a point, whatever it is now, there was once a living being, beholder, that was then digitized, correct?
Yes, there was once a living beholder who had its consciousness modeled.
Yep. Okay. And this has made Vertigo's day for between when this happens and when we come out of it, and remember that the whole rest of the world is going to shit, and also what are Eris and Vesper doing?
That is an excellent question. So as y'all come out of this strange,
we're currently having other things happening regarding the people outside.
Eris, can you give me an intellect defense roll as
Yes.
This individual, for his part, doesn't seem to be interested in what's going on in Volta and Sons, but seems very interested in your car and why it's here and how you came to have so much money and why did you bring all of this money here today?
Fair enough.
And who are your friends?
What's the challenge number we're targeting here?
Challenge 5. Target number 15 to start.
Okay. Okay. Debating if I want to add any effort to that.
As you debate, Erastus, you begin to wake up. It feels like you have just been transported in from another dimension.
There is the loudest maybe not the loudest, but there is a long groan of grogginess and probably a little pain.
Mhm. You're smelling sounds, you're tasting colors. It's all of it.
Oh, lovely, great.
Ooh.
I'm alive. That's a start. It's a little less crowded in here. Perfect. Vertigo.
As you say that and begin to wake up, and as both of you come to, you realize that the
Spangle?
the cipher has already
Oh.
been removed, and
Okay.
you have been packed up. Erastus, one of the first things you hear as you wake up from over in the corner where you hear a sink going, and Dr. Spangle is watching it. Spangle, you've done it again.
Like, I'll reach out to, like with my mess, I'm sure I have a fucking migraine.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I'll reach out and, like grab Vertigo's hand and just give it, like, a squeeze of thanks.
Eris, what did you get
A
on your
squeeze
intellect defense roll?
I rolled a 16.
A 16. That will do it. You are somehow able to dodge the questions and present yourself as enough of a drifter, enough of not a threat, that this individual and his compatriots seem content to leave you alone. They don't take the bait, as it were, but they don't pursue any further. And eventually, they fuck off.
I think she's probably just like give like a bit of like a coy little like, I don't know, like, again, she's Eris is like embodying like this sort of like Transformers Megan Fox kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, bye boys, see you never.
They glare at you, but don't do much more than that.
She'll flip him the bird. God damn, I am. But yeah.
Erastus, you are hindered by 2 steps for any intellect tasks for the remainder of the day.
Absolutely
As
fair.
we get to
Fair,
3
yeah.
hours. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to do this evening?
If Eris is still up for it, I'll play the code talker for her.
Yeah, I think Eris will probably, after dealing with like the gang outside, she'll probably head back in.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That wouldn't be done at Volta's, it would be done back at Eris's
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I'll say we can. I will send Abhishek some information that is similar to what I shared with you.
Yeah.
There.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and feel free to DM me about that. I want to, like, theorize and talk about this.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Will do. I'll start a group chat.
Yes, please.
I
Thank you.
think I will say while Erastus was under for the surgery, I think Eris would have continued to like research regarding the whole visitation day thing. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, and with that, I do believe we can wrap up tonight's session. Thank you all for joining us. As always, we're going to go around, give our post-session introductions and goodbyes and all the other stuff we're working on at the moment. I suppose while I'm talking, hello everyone, my name is Alex. I have been your GM for this evening. This is currently my only public-facing project. I do not have any public-facing social media, though I will probably continue to appear infrequently and irregularly on Sword and Key, so long as they have me, or so long as they will have me, and so long as I continue to have free time.
I can go, I guess. Hi, I'm Eva. I have been Vertigo tonight. You can also, in another month, find me back as Weenie on Horizon's Call, and fairly soon on Sundays, doing a couple random Anik and Eva's chaotic playthroughs, and then Wiesland? Question mark.
You can also sort of find me on social media, but it's not really worth it, so I wouldn't bother.
I can go next. Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. I go by he, him pronouns. I have been playing Eris, who goes by any, all pronouns. This is my currently only public-facing project at the moment. But you can find me on most socials at neon_Raiden or some variation of that. Yeah, you can find me again aside from yeah, you can find me most Thursdays at playing Eris again here on Sword and Key. Aside from that, I'm not in any other projects at the moment. If you like what you see, feel free to let me know. Hey, I want you to apply for my auditions or send me your auditions. I'd be happy to apply for them. So yeah.
Hi, I'll go. Hi, my name is Seth. I've been playing Vesper. Can't find me on the internet unless you're here. In which case, you can find me in 2 places coming soon. You will have me here as Vesper, and you will also have me as Kairos, who is an itinerant goetic who cages adversaries and causes problems. It is the alpha tall of the group, an Invisible Sun campaign run by Mare. I am very much looking forward to being this person.
And hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and you can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. As Seth mentioned, I will be running the Indigo Nexus, the Invisible Sun campaign, premiering on February 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. This coming Saturday on February 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern, we will be airing Seth's character introduction. So if you
Part 1 of it. Part
one, the pre-campaign introduction, because we have a special part 2 at some point. Regardless, and then after that we will have one more. And then Horizon's Call and this thing. I think that's what it was. That's all I got. My brain is also fried. It's almost 11:30.
Yeah, we're all
It is
tired.
indeed, yeah.
All right, and I think with that, we are going to log off. We will raid who?
I don't know. We're figure it out. Just stick
We'll-
around.
We'll
We're
raid
just-
someone. Stick around for
yeah.
the surprise. I'm feeling lucky. Anyway, we're heading offline for the night.
Those were the days.
Bye, y'all. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Be kind to each other and yourselves.